NATO leaders meeting virtually today to talk details concerning security guarantees for Ukraine, something President Trump has signaled the U.S. would support, potentially through the air, but without boots on the ground. That means it would be up to Europe to provide ground support. Despite these developments, Russia continues its onslaught on Ukraine with another round of airstrikes carried out overnight, some of which even threatened NATO airspace. NewsNation's Robert Sherman is live for us in Kyiv following it all. Robert, this is all up in the air as the White House is still attempting to set up this meeting between Putin and Zelenskyy.
And when you talk about these conversations revolving security guarantees for Ukraine, the images on your screen here, this is a driving force to all of this. The latest round of strikes carried out by Russia overnight here, hitting Sumy, Odessa, Kharkiv, over a dozen people injured across the country, according to the Ukrainian president's office. But that tension being felt on the ground here, not exclusively to Ukraine, also NATO member states as well. What we saw here overnight in Romania, their defense minister said that they had to scramble NATO jets for fear that Russian drones would be coming into their airspace. They ultimately did not enter airspace, but it shows just on how high alert NATO is. But if you go over to Poland, eastern Poland saw an explosion in these farm fields here. Well, now that the dust has settled, the investigation is ongoing here. Now what they believe that this is was a Russian drone that entered Polish airspace, coming up and falling here in these farm fields that are in eastern Poland. This is what Poland's defense minister had to say about all of this today. Once again, we are dealing with a provocation by the Russian Federation with a Russian drone. We are dealing in a crucial moment when discussions about peace in Ukraine are underway. So you feel all of these tensions here across Central and Eastern Europe as all of this takes place and unfolds here before our very eyes, Nicole. Those conversations about security guarantees, well, this is all about the buffer zone that is being created here in Ukraine. And you see this firsthand here with these two episodes overnight. Nicole.
All right, so Robert, what is Russia saying about the likelihood of a bilateral with the Ukrainians?
Well, they're walking the fine line here. If you listen to what Sergei Lavrov said, the foreign minister, he met with the Jordanian foreign minister today, and re-upping Russia's stance that on the one hand, they say they're not against the idea of sitting down face-to-face with Ukrainian President Zelenskyy, but on the other hand, not committing to a date, not committing to a timeline, not committing to talks outright, saying a lot of conversations and negotiations have to take place on all of this beforehand. And something that's worth noting here, Nicole, is that if President Zelenskyy and President Putin do end up sitting down face-to-face, it would go against the last few years of Russian policy towards Kyiv that you have seen. It has been publicly articulated by the Russians. They do not view this current Kyiv government as a legitimate one. They believe that it is being propped up by the West. They believe that it is a focal point of anti-Russian propaganda, which is why they've said in the past that they don't feel the need in order to negotiate with the Ukrainians directly. And the Ukrainians have been frustrated to this point because they have sent top-level diplomats to go negotiate with the Russians, but the Russians have not done the same. So if you do see these two world leaders sitting down face-to-face for the first time since 2019, it would mark a monumental breakthrough even before a trilateral conversation that involves the U.S.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.